Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now I was saying, how's everything going? How was track practice?
It was cool. We just had a track meet yesterday, so um, we was just doing a little warming up, a little stretching, getting our bodies, our muscles loose. So,
Smooth, man. What event do you run?
I ran the 4x4, the 4x2, 4x1, the 400. So they were cool. Nothing too much.
Okay. I remember looking at your X page. I know you ran a little bit last year. So how was, or just running track helps your game?
You see how this track helped my game?
Yes, sir. On the football field.
Um, just like track is a lot of endurance. Like you got to have that speed, the training. So, I love my track coaches. They do a good job of implementing like power and speed. A lot of track coaches just like to implement like just running. Like we go to the weight room 3 days out the week, so I'm still in the weight room every day. They implement that power point hard. So yeah, and just competing competition. I'm a competitive guy, so just being out there, still able to compete, not just only on a football field, but just on a track too. It's pretty good.
Got you. Okay, Seth. So I want to ask you just real quick, just about last season, man. You obviously balled out 77 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 5 PBUs, 2 picks. Like, how would you rate or assess your season last year?
My season last year, it was pretty good. All glory to God on how it went. Because it could have been worse. Um, I like to say it went pretty good. Expectations. Supposed to make a couple more plays. Dropped a couple picks. Missed a couple tackles. But you know, overall, I feel like I did pretty good. I learned the scheme well because I just transferred here to Lakeside a couple months ago, like last year. So a couple months into the season, I had just got there. So I learned the scheme. Had to learn how to fit in, play my role, and so my role to make tackles. Still be a ball player. Make plays in the sky. Shut down, and that's what I did. So I feel like I did pretty good, but it's always room for improvement.
Yes, sir. How would you able to just make that transition so smooth? Like, were you doing extra film time, extra time in the weight room? Like, how were you just able to make it so effortless as you did on the field?
Overall, just the love for the game, knowing what I had to do my junior year. You know, I was willing to do anything to be able to play well and just to be able to make plays. Like the extra reps, the extra everything. Like my coach, my cousin. That's my cousin, my coach. That's crazy. Coach Dez. We worked out from January to May every single day. I don't even think we missed in the rain. We was working out in the snow when it snowed in Atlanta. So
Wow.
those extra reps, just like the mental toughness I had to have to come from not being known at all, to just come in and work and put my head down. Nobody knew me. Nobody knew about me. For me to just lock in and realize like, hey, you got to make it happen. And so that's what it was. You know, film, weight room, field every single day. I watched at least 2 games a day, every single day. Just a little film just to keep my mind right. So yeah, that was pretty good. That made it a little easier.
Okay, Seth. So let's do a two-parter on that one. So if you talk about how film elevated your game. So why is that film study as a player so important? You think, and then two, how has it allowed you just to be special on the field? Where, like I said, you're not even thinking no more. You just going off your instincts and your special talent.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Bad area.
Might be.
But yeah, it's it's almost like second nature. Like you
Mm.
just like usually off instinct, you just running down there like you're a raw ball player. You can make plays and all. It's cool, but film is like you're seeing it second hand. Like you're like, hold up, this he split out like this, or they're going trips left. They got their backs to the right. Just formations you see. Different adjustments to make. Like being a leader in the back end, you might got to switch the plays up a couple times. Not saying I did, but like you gotta lead your team and like just know like, hey, I can go make this play, or just trust and believe that film study gonna work because I didn't see him run that same route, or I didn't see those people run that same concept, so I could read it a little better. So that was big. Even film study with my coach. Just sitting there breaking down plays, trying to write down formations. It always wasn't good. I didn't know how to do it at first, but like just sitting there, repetition. It's like mental reps because we're not always on the field. So, just sitting there reading those plays. Being able to see different formations, like not just out there playing, knowing what to do, knowing what I'm looking at, knowing what to see, like looking at the guards, who's going if he drops, what am I gonna do? So the film it helps with all that. Just help you recognize it a little earlier, make a couple more plays.
Period. What Seth, for you? What was one of your favorite games from last season?
I like to say Woodward, even though I didn't catch a pick that game. I like to say Woodward.
Okay, why that one?
I had 15 tackles, I had a forced fumble, I had two tackles for loss. I had three catches for 100 yards and a touchdown. I had 102 yards. So that was a pretty impactful game for me. You know.
All right, so let's break it down. Let's go to the offensive side of the ball. So, like, what kind of receiver are you? I see you was catching some jump balls. You was making some people miss. You know what I'm saying? So, what kind of
Yeah.
receiver are you? Would you say on the offensive side of the ball?
Um, I like to say I'm a deep threat, but I could do it all. Cause originally I started off playing offense. I didn't start playing defensive back to my ninth grade year. So,
Wow.
um, receiver, I've always had a knack to just touch the ball. Like if I get my hands on the ball, I'm down to make a play. I've always been dependable. Since a kid, I've been an offensive player. I just started playing defense, so it's always been like there. So just being able to make plays on the offensive side of the ball, jump ball, route running, it's always been there. It's just it happened a little more when I transferred because they wanted to give me the ball, get me on the field, make some more plays. So that's what I had to help my team do. And, I'm willing to help my team win. However,
Nice. Okay, so let me ask you this from a conditioning perspective and nutrition perspective. How do you keep yourself fresh? Like you talk about that Woodward game, 15 tackles, 100 yards receiving, two tub or a touchdown. Like, how do you keep yourself your body in that shape in order so you can take all that contact and deliver them blows too?
all around, everything helped. Like my mom, I love my mom to death because when I told her, I was like, Mom, I gotta stop eating like this. Like, Mom, I need some more protein. I gotta get get mom.
All right, I'll bear with it. I know he's obviously driving. We'll wait for him, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in on YouTube, man. Make sure y'all boys like, comment, subscribe, man. Shout out to Arrow for setting this up, man. Shout out to Lynn and G. Had them boys on earlier. All right, you had cut out. You stopped on the part where you said mama.
Oh yeah, my mom. She's always been there for me. So I was like, Mom, it's time for me to change up my diet. We switched it up. You know, um, weight room. I had to hit the weight room a lot harder. I went from 160. I think I went from 155. Then I jumped to 175. But now I'm 190. So like just off season training, not really too much playing around, knowing I had to do a lot more to get a lot better. Realized what I had to do, so I stopped playing around. I got in the weight room seriously. I started taking care of my body. Track played a big role in that. I'm not gonna lie, track played a big role because transitioning from track season to spring, it was way easier. Like my body could take all that. So just like just realizing what the goal was and executing everything that I had planned. So that was big.
Period. And then for you, obviously talk about making kind of the switch. So do you have a goal in mind this year of a number you want to hit in terms of your weight or size or anything like that? After you talk about those consecutive off seasons, you're putting on weight and getting stronger, bigger, and faster.
I actually hit it pretty early. So this off season, I jumped from 175 to like 183 in like a month. So that's when I realized like I could do it. So now my goal was to be like 185, but now I'm 192 and I'm getting faster, I'm getting stronger, I'm getting bigger. So I really like my ideal size right now. I don't really want to switch it up too much, but like If I can gain some more weight, I might as well. I got to go to school next year, so
Love that. Okay. Now let me ask you this, man. On your film, man, you just have a knack for like locating the football. I mean, you make all these plays in the backfield as well, but when that ball in the air, 9 times out of 10 is yours. So where does that talent come from? How are you just able to locate the ball so well and make plays?
7 on 7. Just being out there with dogs. My friends, they're good. Playing up with older kids, and it started as a young age. Just being able to, you got to get the ball. Just if you want to win, you got to get the ball. So just having that mindset. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm not gonna say it's natural, it's God gifted, but like just like knowing if it's the ball in the air, I'm coming down with it, and they, can't nobody tell me I'm not. So in competition. My other safety, he was 6'5", and we used to compete all the time. So, coaches just throw the ball up sometimes in practice, and it would be me versus him. So I can't let nobody outman me. Everybody got that pride about themselves. So just like working on that all the time, it just helped a lot. And 7 on 7, and just catching the ball. I'm on a jug machine, or somebody just simply throwing the ball to me working out my quarterback. It always transitioned over to the other side of the ball. I never look at it like working out would peak me on one side of the ball more than the other, but just like you know, being able to realize like if I'm catching the ball, it's gonna help me on both sides of the ball. Like I'm trying to get the ball on both sides of the ball. So yeah, like that.
Period. Let me ask you this, Seth. Where does what I'm noticing in this interview is your mentality, your perspective. It like I said, you're not just showing it on the field that you want to be the best. You also like, what I'm saying, proving it as well, and how you speak and how you come off in a respectful way, of course. But where does that mindset come from? Where do you get that from? Like, hey, I want to be the best of the best. I'm gonna put in that work and I'm gonna go show it on the field. Where does that come from?
Um, just realizing like you just gotta. I just see like my parents go through a lot to get me where I'm at. I was doubted, going into this junior year before this year, people doubted me. Like just sitting there watching people doubt, and I it just irked something in me. Like it lit something in me. It just sparked something because like being doubted, sitting there, you can't say nothing, you can't do nothing. You know, it just hurt. And then my mom go to work every day, my dad go to work every day. We just trying to make it, and watching people believe in me and people depend on me, I just can't. I don't have no choice but to have this mentality because that's the same mentality my mama got. That's the same mentality my dad got. Everybody believing in me. I can't let people down. So just realizing I got something to prove. Like I really got something to prove. I came for nothing. So you know,
Period. And then speaking of people that's trying to get you out there, two names I want to mention real quick before I look at your film. Julian Kovar, obviously, and then Coach Daniels, they've been promoting you, going with you, obviously, different stuff like that. What did that just mean for them to give you that exposure, man, to continue to put your name out there?
Dez, I gotta shout out to Dez. Dez found me early. Dez, he came and got me when I first had transfer. To Lakeside. He was the first one to believe in me. Like I said, we worked out every day from January to May. Like we was really out there working, man. We was out there working. Julian, hey man, what can I say? Julian got a name for himself. You see what he do. Just just having him believe in me, like just watching, just letting him do his magic with me, and like talking to him. The hours, the countless talks about what I need to do, what I need help on, what I'm good at. Watching film, just talking through it. Just having those guys on my side is just an advantage because I got my cousin, my football coach. Julian's a great guy. He helps the whole community, not just me. He's not selfish. He's willing to do anything. And Dez, like I said, if that man could work me out every day for 5 months, hey, it speaks for itself too.
There it is. That's facts. All right, man. Let's do real quick before we talk about some of your recruit, man. Let's just look at a couple clips on your film. Very impressive. Let me know if you can see this.
I can see it.
All right, perfect, man. So, a couple plays I want to talk about, man. This interception, if you remember, coming over the middle of the field. Obviously, you make a nice play. What's kind of going through your head when you see the quarterback just kind of throw in the middle of the field and the ball's right there for you?
Um, Film study. I'm not gonna lie, that play was strictly film. Um,
Hmm.
I knew it was something. It was he had set it had run like a post go concept,
Mm-hmm.
and my corner he locked down. He locked down the go. So I knew I didn't really have to worry about the outside. He looked back to the middle of the field. My line got pressure. He lobbed it up, and I just picked it up out the air. You know.
Period. All right. All right. So again, the physicality, I want to talk about it because I mean, everything's done right here, right? Quarterback sees it, he throws it on time, but then you come over here like a heat sinking missile and you obviously dislodge the football without obviously making a, what I'm saying, a bad hit that's going to be a penalty. So talk about that play.
Um, I tried to hit him a little lower. You know, I got a little high, but that was really just like man versus man. Am I gonna make a play or am I not? So
Mm,
I never been really scared of anything. I never been really scared of contact. I know a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people are. But contact's always been something about me that I've always been big. You know, I've always been strong, but I never really been afraid of contact. So that was just a play to make, and I seen it, I shot it, and I landed the hit.
period. All right. Enough said. All right, man. So this part, the dynamic ability on offense. So right here, this nice release. You cook him on the release instantly, get over the over his face, make the play, break a tackle, and score. So what's going through your head on this play when he's kind of like pressing you, but he never gets hands on you?
Um, my cousin, not gonna lie, my cousin, he's a 3 star. He's going to Michigan State. Well, he's going there right now. We used to just work one-on-ones all the time. So just like
Mm.
watching him
I think he went out again, y'all. All right, he just went off. Probably his connection. He'll probably join us here in a second. I'm gonna leave this like this right here, man. Look, man, make sure y'all hit the like, comment, subscribe, man, down below. You know what I'm saying? Y'all follow me on all my socials, man. You know what I'm saying? I got everything obviously linked for y'all. Let's see right there, man. Y'all scan that QR code, direct link, obviously to the YouTube or wherever you're watching that on Instagram. I'm live on X right now and Twitch. So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we doing this throughout the whole year. You know what I'm saying? Covering basically recruiting, man, getting on some of the top guys, some underrated guys like Seth, who's starting to kind of rise and telling their stories, man. Some of them will be into recruiting articles, some of them won't be. You know what I'm saying? That's part of it, man. But like I said, we just try to use this platform to tell everybody's story. You don't have to be a 5 star, 4 star, national, man. You could be a guy that just needs exposure or wants to tell your story uniquely, man. So just want to say that as we wait for Seth to rejoin back, man. This platform is for everybody. It ain't about offers and stars and all that stuff. Doesn't matter, man. Like I said, my goal is to help as many people as I can, and especially the kids, man, as they get on the journey to the next level. So just wait for him to join back, and we'll finish out this film thing, and I'll ask him some recruiting questions and let him roll. Y'all bear with me, man. Appreciate the 5 people on YouTube, man. Make sure y'all like it up, man. Please, that helps me out, man. Y'all want to support? Like it up, man. Comment. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all share it out, man. All right, I think we got Seth back. All right, there we go. Back.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
All
good.
right.
I'm good. I can see.
All right, bad brother. So you had stopped. Unfortunately, you went out. But I remember you said you and your cousin who's going to Michigan State, y'all would do one-on-ones. And you was talking about, I think, a specific one-on-one before you went out.
Just being able to read his moves and like get like he went some reps, I went some reps. Just reading him, reading his ability to make plays on the ball, reading his how he opens his hips, how he plays his press man, or how he just bails out. Just playing better competition and just like trying to bring it into a game. And it was an intense game right here. I think it was like second quarter. We was down 6-12. We needed to score. Coach told me he's gonna give me the ball. And like I said, I feel like I'm good enough to make a play anywhere on the field, and that's what I did right here.
Period. Just looks so smooth, man. Just so smooth with it. All right, this part of your game I love. I ain't gonna lie. This gives me the versatility that you got, right? Because I know you can cover. I know you can go up and make the ball skills, but just playing in that box and being able to come down and make a play. Like not everybody could do that, Seth, but I love that you could do that in your game. But this play right here, just walk me through it a little bit. What's going through your mind? You kind of come down there and trying to make a play.
Um, really just being a playmaker again. Realizing the down and distance, where the touchdown at, where my feet at. Coach put me in the box. He told me he need a tackle. I feel like I'm a pretty good tackler. I'm efficient. Um, running the whole in and out. Not trying to overcommit, not trying to overrun. You know, so right here it was just instincts. I'm not gonna lie. We seen it on film. We seen it, but in the game I wasn't really thinking film because they really ain't do too much on what they did on film. So at that point it was like I just got to make a play. I seen him hand the ball off. I seen the hole open, but I don't think I shot it. I stayed a little patient. I came down and I just made the play. Well, my linebacker, he forced him to go outside, and from that point it was chicken, man.
Straight chicken, man. Yep, I see it right there. Okay. Now I want to ask you. I'm gonna let it roll a little bit. When it comes to tackling, I know it's obviously an art form. It's different in today's game. What's the art you think of being a really good tackler in open space?
Um, I'm a little taller, so I'm not really too of a low tackler. I wish I was, but I'm gonna work on it, but I'm not too really of a low tackle. I just try to come in and make a play. My body, I put my body on the line, every day. So on Friday nights, I could just be able to make a play and be all right and be smooth with it. So I feel like I can make a tackle anyway. A lot of people say I'm unorthodox or like I can't really make a good form tackle, but I just try to get the ball carrier on the ground. I'm that's all I'm trying to do is make a tackle. Um, big hits, nice strong tackles. That's all I'm really good for. I ain't gonna lie. That's what I'm working on right there.
If I was to show this film to a college coach, what would you want him to really take away? You would say about your game that's special. Like, hey, I can go contribute this next year when I'm on your campus at a high level. What would you want them to pull away from this film that we're watching?
Um, I have great ball skills. I'm a good open field tackler. My hips are a lot smoother than a lot of 6'3" DBs. Um, I'm fast. I'm physical. I like to come downhill like right here. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just, I just,
Mm.
I'm not gonna say it's not a weakness in my game, but it's a lot that it's a lot that comes with it. Just tall. I can cover. I can play the nickel. I can play the slot corner. I can play the strong. I can play the free. I can line up in the box. I'm like a Nicky Manuary type of guy. So just wherever you need me at, I can come play it. I never feel like I'm specific position. I feel like I can play it all anywhere on the field. Third down, first down, second down, ball in the air. I can make a play. We need a tackle. I can make a tackle. You know, we need a fumble. I could strip. We need a touchdown. I can catch one. So just being able to be a playmaker all around, I feel like there's no really dark spot in my game. I could get a lot better at things, but I feel like there's no really dark spot in my game.
Got you. I was just about to ask you that. Like, who do you like to watch, or who do you think your game kind of models? If you had to say, is it Nick? Do you feel like it's Caleb Downs? Like, what do you feel like about that part of your game? Like, who you
Um, I
most
try to
resemble?
take a I try to take a lot. I'm sorry. I try to take a lot of my game from a lot of people like J.C. Horn. He's a bigger corner. Emmanuel, like I said, I've been watching him since he was at South Carolina. He's a guy. Caleb Downs,
Mm.
everybody knows about Caleb. He's a guy. Kalen Bullock. I try to watch a lot of good DBs. And on the offense side of the ball, everybody loves Jeremiah Smith. He's big. Uh, I'm a throwback type. I'm from Atlanta, man. We go Julio. I love to watch
Okay.
Julio highlights. Love to watch the way he just made plays. He held his team together. So, so yeah, and I love the way he just humble. He carries himself, simple, and that's what I try to do. So, yeah.
Last thing on the film before we wrap up this section of the interview. What was your favorite play? If it's not on here, or your favorite thing you did last year, whether it's a play or it's a stop, it's a pick, whatever it was. What was your favorite play from last year?
I had a couple. That touchdown against Shiloh, that was big. I ain't gonna lie. That was hype. And that probably that pick against not Woodward, probably that pick against Berkmar. Later in the game, we had to shut it down, just come up, make a play for my team, and that's what I did. And I play safety, so you don't get too many chances to catch a pick back there when they don't throw it deep on. a 6'5" safety and a 6'3". So yeah.
Nah, you don't. You don't. All right, man. So that is the official film session, man. So, brother, I want to talk. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about recruiting. Like I said, you're blowing up. I know you recently went on a visit. Let me pull this up here real quick. What was your thoughts, man? Let's talk about it, man. You've been on a visit to Tulane. We know a really good program. Starting to make a difference now. This past year, American Championship, made the college football playoff. What's your thoughts on the Tulane program and your visit?
It was great. I'm not gonna lie. Tulane, great coaching staff, great coaches, great city. Coach Brez, go both of them, Coach Brian and Coach Braden, great guys. Willing to work with anybody at any time. If they're gonna recruit you, they're gonna really recruit you. They don't play. Um, Coach Will, he's a great guy. Coach Pope, the DC, great guy. All these guys are willing to put in real work and really grind. That's what I'm looking for. They gonna believe in you. They really gonna like I can tell you the conversations, the film, all the stuff that I've seen with these guys. Like they're great. Like they're great coaches. They're great people to be around. Fun. When I went on my visit, we did everything. Like we had so much fun. Like just being around those guys. Like you realize like you'll be a great ball player if you are coached by them. So they're definitely high up there with me. I love the program, love the facility, love the players. That's just a good team all around.
Period. All right, man. So liking Tulane. You recently picked up an offer. I'll be remiss if I didn't ask you about it. But Mississippi State, man. Big time offer. We know that Division One, SEC. I don't know what level you want to play on in terms of SEC. Like you said, American with a group of six, whatever. But what was your thoughts on just Mississippi State and landing that offer from Coach Uno?
Coach Uno, great coach, great guy, great man. The team they're rebuilding. They they're just getting up there. There's SEC. I'm from the South. If you know anything about South football, SEC, where you trying to go. So
Yes.
just great football all around. Coach Bell, you know, just great. It's just great, man. I can't lie.
Period. All right, let's talk. Another big offer you had was NC State. What stands out about NC State and obviously the Wolfpack?
Coach Warren, great coach, great program, great facility. I took a visit back in last spring. It was great. My guy Makai Williams Lee, he's at Clemson, but he was recently committed to NC State. So, he talks highly of their program. Just the facility, the team, their culture. They're winning. They're winning too. So,
They
always want
are
to be a part of a winning program. The coaches are great again. The facility is great again. Yeah.
for sure. Before I end off on recruit, was there any school that offer that you have that you want to talk about that I didn't mention or that's kind of being slept on a little bit?
Um. Nah, not really. All my
Okay,
offers, I'm blessed out. All my offers, all of them stand out to me. Not don't want to make a decision too early. Still getting to know my coaches. You know, so just I love all
like
the coaches that came and see me because they all believed in me. They all took a shot and offered me. So, I can't say nothing about none of them guys right now. But they're all great.
for sure. Last thing, what schools? I know you've seen Tulane. What schools you maybe want to see this spring? I know it's UV, so you have to pay for the travel. But what schools you maybe want to see in the spring, and then what schools maybe in the summer? You just want to just check out and go get kind of like a deeper look at.
Um, I want to see all the schools. I'm not gonna lie. I want to be able to get a good look at all the schools that offer me. Memphis, Coastal. You know, want to be able to just get a good look at all the programs. They have a fair chance to get me. Um, just just see where I can fit in at. See where I can fit in. See where I can see myself on the field at the most. You know, nice, great coaching staff. I really want to meet these guys like personally, like just to figure them out. Always nice to, get a little nice to know you.
100%. All right, Seth. So we talked about recruiting. We go end it there. I'm gonna do a little article on you. Obviously, talk about your recruiting. Give me your goals, man. What's your goals for this upcoming season, man? So when I do my piece on you, I highlight all that. What's your goals for this year, man?
Um, Tackles. I want to hit 100. Just being able to make plays around the ball. We're losing some guys. My safety, I love him dearly, Spencer. We're losing him. He had a 90 tackles this season. Our linebacker Grady, he played 4 games. He had 90 tackles in 4 games. So,
Wow,
um, just being able to make a bigger impact on the defensive side of the ball. We had a nickel, he had 50 tackles. So just being able to make a bigger impact on the ball, ball carrier, making more plays, tackles, just that's my game. So just yeah, that's what that.
Okay.
Um, Interceptions. I'm a ball guy. I'm a ball player, man. I want to have at least six. Six is a good number for me. Knowing that I'm gonna be playing offense too, six is a good number. But if I'm really going for something, I'm trying to break that Lakeside record. I'm trying to get nine. So that's really what I want.
All right, my God, going for 9. What about real quick? What about like TFLs or forced fumbles?
TFLs, I want so many TFLs because it just shows that I really know what I'm doing. Like I'm trying to get back there. My tenacity for the ball, my physicality. We got some safety blitzes coming. I can't tell you too much, but we definitely got some safety blitzes coming.
Uh
Um,
oh.
I want a couple more tackles for loss. I think I had two. I want at least 10 again. 10 is that number that you got to get at. I want a couple sacks too, just to show I'm versatile. I can make some plays on the quarterback too. So yeah,
Okay. All right, man. So we talked about obviously goals for next year. Let's wrap it up with something fun, man. So obviously you say you from the A, man. Give me the best athlete all time from the A.
best athlete all around.
Yeah, best athlete all around. Actually, no, we ain't gonna make it from the A. Let's say they even played professionally in the A. Give me the best one that is pulling a Falcon, a Brave, a Hawks uniform. Who? Give me the best athlete from the A.
You got to go Dion. You got to go Dion. Dion or Dominique. Either one. You got to go throwback because I ain't gonna say we not different, but Dion was a different type of guy. Three-sport athlete. Who doing that? And Dominique, he just like look at him. He's just different. But yeah, those two, they're definitely they're definitely different. Especially Dion. 4-2-3. Who running that? That's just unbelievable. I ain't gonna lie.
Facts. All right, so we talked about best athlete from the A. Let's talk. Give me the best spot to eat, man. If I'm trying to get some good wings, I'm trying to get some good. I'm trying to get some good eats, bro. Like put me on game. Like, what's the best spot in the A in your
I
mind
ain't
or
gonna
your
lie. It's this place on the west side. It's called Hans. Best Chinese food in the city, man. Either there or you can never go wrong with a JJ's Fish. JJ's Fish will always get you right. You know, go get you some of that fish and chicken, some fries. You'll be right.
Alright, yeah, you're right. That Chicago style cooking good. I always got to go on Fridays and give me some JJ's for sure. All right, man. Last two. What kind of music you like, and who do you think is the best maybe artist out right now? Or your favorite artist you have currently as we talk now?
I like NBA YoungBoy. I like Lil Baby. I listen to some Drake. Um, that's really I ain't gonna say it's really it, but those are my top listeners right now. And I got Lil Baby. I got Lil Baby. Oh yeah, and in my free time when I'm not trying to be angry or mad at somebody gonna make a tackle, I like to listen to Mariah the Scientist. Get a little peaceful.
A little peaceful vibe.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Pre-game. I mean, like you said, you mad, you finna go hit the hell out of somebody. Are you going like the NBA young boy, the little baby? Or are you going like you going some smooth, calm? Like how you gonna go before the game?
Early in the school day, I'm smooth. I'm calm. We go with some Mariah, some Gina Koya. But pregame, we going young boy, we going baby, we going L5, we going everything, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay. All right. Let me think. Last one. I want to ask a good one before we go. What do you? I know football is your thing. I know it's obviously big in inspiration in everything you do. But when you just try to decompress a little bit, you know what I'm saying? You trying to take a moment just to, like I said, still be a kid. What's kind of your go-to? Is it playing a video game with your boys? Is it going to the park and working out? Like what's kind of your reprieve in everything you have to do?
Family time. I ain't gonna lie, like that's a big thing on me. I love spending time with my mom, my dad. Going out to eat with them, just being able to like let the world go and just talk to them, like just be a kid again. Talk to my mom, talk to my dad, have fun with them. I love my mom. Me and my mom stay somewhere joking around. Me and my dad stay somewhere playing with my mom. So just like you know, having them in my corner and just being able to like if I'm stressing or if I'm going through something, school getting hard, it's a lot on my plate. Just to be able to come to them, talk to them, or just movie night with the fam. just spending time with them, it's always great just to just let go and realize like I really got some good parents and some good people on my side and my back. So yeah, that's pretty
Lot
good.
for sure. A lot of people might not know this about you. I know this is a deep question as we conclude. But what do I've seen you mention them at least 2 or 3 times. What do they mean to you? I know it's a special bond you got, not just with your mom, but also your dad, having two parents. Like, what do they mean to you just down to the core, and like why are they so special to you?
I do everything for my mom and my dad. You know, the things they sacrificed for me from a young age, like just watching them go to work every single day, just for me to have an opportunity to play the game I love. Like, you know, as a kid, you sometimes you get lost in track by like the material things. You know, you can't get this, you can't get that. But when you sit there and you deeply think about it, and you think real hard. Your parents do everything for you. My mom, they did more than enough. My mom, they made sure I was straight more than enough. My dad, they made sure I was straight more than enough. My dad, he's done so much for me, like taking me to school every day. You know, finding a way to just make sure I'm okay. Like even when it's not for himself, like just how selfless they are, what they do, how they put food on the table for me. Like a lot of parents, they can't, you know, you gonna eat what you eat. You gonna eat what they make. I asked my dad, "Hey, dad, we could get some chicken and rice just so I could get more protein. Mom, we could get this instead of that." You know, they listen. They're always open ears and just seeing what they went through to make sure I was okay and what they went through as kids, when they went through when they were young, what they went through when my both of my parents, like my mom's mom's dead, my dad's mom's dead. So just like watching how they took it in, and they just made them stronger, and being able to produce for me and not letting the little things get to them, because like you know the world is hard, man. It's hard out here, and just watching the way they just strive and they produce for me, and they never let nothing stop them. So that's really big on me. That's really why I really go hard in the game. I love the game, but I always do it for my parents. Anything I'm doing, it's definitely about my parents. It's for my parents. I'm always thinking about them. I just want to make sure they're okay in the long run. That's all I'm doing it for.
What would it mean to you as we close? What would it mean to you to get to that next level, even the next level beyond that, to be able to show your appreciation and gratitude for them and be able to just, let's say, give mom and dad that house or that car? What would that mean to you?
It's not enough in the world I could give back to my parents. Like,
Mhm.
just like it's we've been through so much in our life. In my lifetime, I've been through so much, not even knowing what they going through, because I had an older brother that did the same thing I did. So just like being able to really show my appreciation. Of course they're gonna appreciate it, like it's gonna be the world to them, but they don't know they didn't did a lot of things for me that really meant the world, like that really meant everything to me. So like I don't think it'll ever be enough to give back to them in the amount of time that I have to give back to them. But like hey, they done did some stuff for me, and all I want to do is to be able to make sure my mama don't got to work again, make sure my dad don't got to work again. Mom, go buy this. Dad, go buy that. Dad, you want that? Go grab that. You want that car? Go get it. Just to be able to for them not to have to worry about anything, because they son got it for him, man. He done did everything he needed to do to get them to that point. So just watching them, my mom, like a lot of people don't know this, but my mom, she was my trainer at one point. Like my dad was my
Wow.
trainer for a long time. Like my dad was my trainer for a long time. But my mom, she got out. Like she used to get out there and work with me for real. Like we used to be out there in the backyard throwing the football late at night. Mom, can we go run the hill late at night? My dad, he don't really like the credit on that, but me and my dad still do it to this day. So, that's appreciation on another level. But my mom, a lot of people moms don't do that. But my mom was my trade at one point. Me and my mom used to work out. Me and my mom used to do push ups together. She can't do no push ups now, but she used to be able to do some push ups back in the day. So, you know, it was always good to have that relationship with my mom, because a lot of people don't have that. And just to cherish those moments with my parents, my brother, just to sit there and look back and realize how much everybody did for me in my journey. So I couldn't take nothing away from them. I could never discredit them, even though I know it get a little hard sometimes. I can never discredit my parents for what they did for me. So yeah.
Period. As I let you go, man, I appreciate you obviously coming on here, Seth, and allowing me to just tell your story and your background. Anybody you want to shout out? Any closing comments or questions you have for me before I let you go, man?
Miss Bowles, Mr. Bowles, I want to shout them out. Those my cousins' parents. They did a lot for me. My mom, my dad, of course, my brother, my coaches, Everybody on the journey that helped me, they got me to this point. All the ups and downs, the field works, just being able to be humble about like everything, like just knowing that I'm gonna make it, and just being able to appreciate everybody in the journey, everybody that's gave something to me, everybody that I've gave something to. I really appreciate that, and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I'd never be nothing without Jesus. So just pray every day, pray every morning, pray every night. Just know that everything gonna be okay. So yeah,
Period, man. You sound like a really well put together young man. And hey, man, I wish you the best. Hope you continue to tag me in all your stuff, man. And however I can support you, brother, just let me know, man.
I got you, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Anytime, man.